friends, and welcome back to Baking with Joy. Tonight we are going to make German chocolate brownies with a German chocolate glaze. Now the icing for the brownies is not your traditional coconut pecan icing. It's just, we're going to make it, the brownies and the icing, with this Baker's sweet German chocolate bar. And in this pan right here, I've melted 1 stick of butter on the stove. Let it come to a boil. That gives it a nice browned butter flavor. And then what it does is it makes your recipes taste a little richer. So what I'm going to do here is, to this hot butter here, I'm going to add 3 ounces of this German chocolate bar. So this is a 4-ounce bar. So what I'm going to do is, I've got 3 ounces and I'm going to save 1 ounce for my icing to go on the brownies. And I'm just going to drop this broken up German chocolate into my butter. I'm going to turn my stove back on for just a little bit to help melt this butter on down. I've got my oven preheated to 350, and I'm just going to kind of stir this around a little bit. And then we'll add the rest of our ingredients. So you can see how quickly it is melting, because the butter is so hot. Okay, we're going to come back just as soon as this chocolate gets melted to a liquid consistency. Okay, everybody, I've got my melted butter and my chocolate mixture off the stove, and I poured it up into my little batter bowl. And to this, we're going to be adding about a teaspoon of vanilla. And just let me get my vanilla open here. So about a teaspoon of vanilla added into the chocolate. Now, I've got a cup of granulated sugar. I'm going to mix that in. We don't want to add our eggs over here while this mixture is super hot. And right here, I've got a cup of self-rising flour. So when you use self-rising flour, you don't need the salt, baking soda, or baking powder. So we're going to whisk that in. This is a very simple 1-bowl recipe. You don't need a mixer, just your whisk. That mixed up good. And then we're going to whisk in 2 eggs. I'm going to whisk it in rather fast. Make sure it gets good and mixed up. If you don't like a real rich chocolate flavor, you'll like these brownies, because, you know, German chocolate is like a mild chocolate flavor. And this is purely optional, but you could put some pecans, chopped pecans in this, or even walnuts if you wanted to. Okay, our brownies are mixed up good. I've got the flour, the sugar, the eggs, the vanilla, the melted butter, and chocolate. And that's all we need. Now, right here, I have sprayed my little 9x9 baking pan with Baker's Joy. And we're just going to pour our mixture up in here. Okay, I'm going to get this spread out in the pan, and we're going to put it in our preheated oven at 350 for 30 to 35 minutes, and we'll come back when it's done. Okay, everybody, our brownies cooked for 30 minutes at 350, and I've got them here on the stove cooling off. And in this bowl, I measured 2 tablespoons of butter, a tablespoon of hot water, and I only used a ½ ounce. I had 1 ounce remaining of the German chocolate bar. I broke it in half, and I'm only going to use a ½ ounce because we don't need a real rich flavor to this little icing that we're going to put on these brownies. So a tablespoon of hot water, 2 tablespoons of melted butter, and a ½ ounce of the baking bar. I put that all in the microwave together, let it melt my chocolate, and then I added about a ½ teaspoon of vanilla. So now we've got about 3/4 of a cup, or maybe about a ½ cup of powdered sugar, and I'm just going to whisk this in. And this is going to be our glaze that we're going to put on top of these brownies. And you're just going to whisk it in till you don't see any more powdered sugar. And if you want a thicker glaze, you can use about 3/4 to a cup. But I did a ½ cup of powdered sugar. And I think that will do. Okay, now if you can see the glaze, it's kind of thin, and we're just going to pour it over the brownies. And kind of spread it around. We don't need a real heavy glaze. There we go. We're just going to get it over the edges right here. Now we're going to let these cool for a little bit before we slice them, and when we come back we'll slice one up and give it a taste test. Okay. Okay, everybody, I cut a few of my brownie squares, and I've got one right here in this little bowl, and they're still warm. The glaze is still warm, and I'm going to take a taste test for you. It's just delicious. It's not a real rich chocolate flavor. It's just a mild chocolate flavor, like German chocolate. And the glaze is not too rich. And the way we kind of browned our butter a little bit just gives it that extra toasted flavor, toasted buttery flavor. Okay, everybody, this is German chocolate ice brownies, a real easy recipe. I hope you'll try it. And I'd just like to take this time to say thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for your love and your support. And until next time, this has been Baking with Joy, and have a blessed day.